The small town of Oakwood was bathed in the warm glow of sunset, its residents unaware of the monster in their midst. Alex, a 25-year-old with chiseled features and piercing blue eyes, had a sinister secret. Behind his charming smile and friendly demeanor, Alex was a serial killer who preyed on unsuspecting women. Alex's modus operandi was to kill animals in front of his house during the day, making a spectacle of preparing and roasting them. This bizarre behavior was dismissed by his neighbors as a quirk, but it served as a clever ruse to distract from his true intentions. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Alex's thoughts turned to his next victim. He had been chatting with a young woman named Sarah online and was confident that Sarah would be his next conquest. Sarah, a 22-year-old college student, had been lonely since moving to Oakwood. She had been searching for friends online and stumbled upon Alex's charming profile. They had been chatting for weeks, and Sarah found herself drawn to Alex's charismatic personality. As Alex sat in his dimly lit room, surrounded by the eerie silence of the night, he smiled to himself. He knew that Sarah was the perfect prey, and he couldn't wait to strike. Alex's online conversations with Sarah grew more flirtatious by the day. He showered her with compliments and shared stories of his fake accomplishments. Sarah, unaware of Alex's true nature, found herself falling for his charming persona. As their online relationship deepened, Alex began to make plans to meet Sarah in person. He suggested a casual coffee date, and Sarah agreed. Alex's excitement grew as he anticipated the thrill of the hunt. Meanwhile, Alex's animal killings continued, with him meticulously preparing and cooking his victims in plain sight. His neighbors remained oblivious to the sinister intentions behind his actions. One of Alex's neighbors, an elderly woman named Mrs. Jenkins, had grown suspicious of Alex's behavior. She had noticed the strange smell of cooking meat coming from his house and had seen him handling knives with an unsettling intensity. Mrs. Jenkinson confided in a friend, Detective James, who had been investigating a string of animal mutilation in the area. Detective James was skeptical about Mrs. Jenkinson's claims, but he agreed to keep an eye on Alex. As Alex prepared for his meeting with Sarah, he was unaware of the scrutiny he was under. He was too focused on his next conquest to notice the danger lurking in the shadows. Alex's meeting with Sarah went smoothly, and he convinced her to join him for a hike in the nearby woods. As they walked, Alex's instinct told him that it was time to strike. But just as he was about to make his move, a group of hikers stumbled upon them, asking for directions. Alex's plans were foiled, and he was forced to abandon his attempt on Sarah's life. Sarah, unaware of the danger that just passed her, thanked Alex for the hike and promised to meet up again soon. Alex, frustrated but not deterred, vowed to try again. As they parted ways, Detective James watched from a distance. He's suspicious about Alex growing. He noticed the way Alex looked at Sarah, with a hunger in his eyes that made the detective's skin crawl. Detective James knew that he had to act very fast to protect Sarah from Alex's clutches. He began to investigate Alex's background, searching for any clues that might link him to the animal mutilations. Alex's attempt on Sarah's life was more carefully planned. He invited her to his house for a dinner and she accepted. As they sat down to eat, Alex made his move, but this time he was caught off guard. Sarah, suspicious of Alex's behavior, had brought a friend along who was hiding outside, watching the house. As Alex attacked Sarah, a friend burst in and together they overpowered Alex. The police was called and Alex was arrested on the spot. As the officers searched his house, they discovered the gruesome evidence of his crimes, including the remains of his animal victims and the body parts of his human prey. Detective James was among the officers who arrived at the scene. He had been tracking Alex for weeks and was relieved that the killer had finally been caught. As Alex was led away in handcuffs, Detective James couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. He had saved Sarah's life and had brought a monster to justice. Alex's trial was a sensational media event, with the public horrified by the extent of his crimes. The prosecution presented overwhelming evidence, and Alex was found guilty of multiple counts of murder and human trafficking. As he was led away in handcuffs, Alex's underground syndicate was exposed, and several high-ranking members were arrested and charged. The community breathed a collective sigh of relief, grateful that the monster in the midst had been brought to justice. Sarah, who had come so close to being the next victim of Alex, testified against him in court. Her bravery and quick thinking had saved her life, and she was hailed as a hero. As for Alex, he was sentenced to life in prison without parole, a fate that many felt was too lenient for the severity of his crime. As he sat in the cell, surrounded by the cold, unforgiving walls of the prison, Alex knew that he would never again be able to prey on the innocent. The town of Oakwood slowly began to heal, its residents grateful that the nightmare was over. Detective James was hailed as a hero, his diligence and determination having brought a serial killer to justice. And as for Sarah, she knew that she would never forget the terror she had faced, but she was determined to move on, to rebuild her life and find happiness once again. The memory of Alex would haunt her forever, but she knew that she was stronger than he was, and that she would always emerge victorious. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more thrilling stories. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and join me next time for another gripping tale. If you're still shaking, don't worry, it's just a story. Or is it? See you in the next video. Like, share, and don't go out there alone tonight. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. That's it for today's Tale of Terror. If you have any suggestions for future stories, leave them in the comment below. Thanks and bye for now.